Once the center of the ancient Inca civilization, Cusco lies nestled amongst the breathtaking Andes Mountains. The city dates back more than 1,000 years and was overrun in the 14th century by the Spanish. To help you decide where to stay in Cusco, in today's video, I will be looking at the best areas to stay in Cusco and the exciting attractions each has to offer. I'll start with the historic center. The city's historic center holds within it many of the most noticeable landmarks and neighborhoods. As the name suggests, it is very much a historic site and not a residential area. A tourist hotspot in every sense of the word. 3 is the main motorway that winds through the city from east to west. It also hugs the edges of the historical center, so travelers have easy access to taxis to and from the airport. Once there, you are a mere stone throw away from the most significant tourist attractions in the area. The Plaza de Armas and Santo Domingo are 2 of the most recognizable beacons in the city. To the north of the historic center lies the Church of San Cristobal. The near vertical trek up the hill is rewarded with splendid views of the city sweeping over the valley. The Church of San Cristobal is a spiritual haven upon the hill, intimately nestled amongst the historic residences. If you visit Cusco before Machu Picchu, this might be a good place to start warming up. The steep hills are not for the faint of heart. Your uphill journey will be met with peace and tranquility in this rustic neighborhood. There is less of a nightlife scene, and only a couple of restaurant options. Plaza de Armas is the heart of the historical center. This square is the melting pot of all the hottest bars, restaurants, shops, and markets. It's all about location, if you stay here, and that's what you are paying for too. If you only have a short stay in the city, this is where you want to be. You merely need to step out of your front door, and the city will come to you. This plaza is rife with touristic opportunities, information centers, and historic sites. You will be able to visit all the main sites of Cusco all within a short amount of time and make a few stops along the way for tapas and coffee. If you need to have your finger on the pulse, this is the place for you. Each city has its bohemian district, and San Blas is Cusco's very own Montmartre, if you will. It is strictly a walking neighborhood, so be sure to pack your climbing shoes to conquer another of the city's many vertical challenges. With its colorful doorways and cobblestone streets, San Blas is straight out of a storybook. San Blas is also centered around a plaza, where a fair is held every Saturday. This area is home to many experts or tourists renting for longer periods. You are a mere 10-minute walking distance from the heart of the city, but you get to experience a more residential atmosphere. There are more long-term rentals available in this area, along with the usual mix of hotels and hostels. Lucrepata offers an even more local experience. The narrow streets weave amongst houses occupied for centuries. You can enjoy all the amenities of the San Blas area while being roughly a 15-minute walk from the Plaza de Armas. This area is relatively unknown to tourists, and you will be able to experience true local lifestyles and hospitality here. This is not an ideal area for first-time travelers. You will need to venture out of the area to find restaurants and points of interest. Sacsayhuaman is an ancient Inca complex to the north of Cusco. It lies on the outskirts of the city and does not offer many accommodation options. It borders San Cristobal and is famed for its well-preserved Inca walls. The site is open until 5 p.m. daily, but then tourists need to start making their way down the hill. If you decide to stay in the areas bordering this landmark, you can enjoy terracotta-clad views of the city as it rolls through the valley. Alejandro Velasco Estate International Airport also lies along the 3's highway. The Huanchac neighborhood offers quick access to the airport, but the area is largely residential. You would need to drive to most of the tourist hotspots, but there is an array of restaurants in the area catering to an international market. As it is a more residential area, Airbnbs are most popular here. Cusco is easily overlooked as a destination in itself. But it offers more than just a starting point for the mighty Inca pilgrimage. Here travelers can soak in the culture and appreciate the centuries-old history that lays the foundation for modern civilization. Hopefully, after watching this video, you will have a much clearer picture on exactly where to stay in Cusco to ensure your Peruvian adventure is everything you dreamed of.